Boy. All right, folks. So we are back. The government's recently made the decision to request access to approximately 1.7 billion US dollars under the International Monetary Fund Precautionary and Liquidity Line and Resilience and Sustainability Facility. Here to help us break this down and tell us what it means for our sector, Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the Honourable Nigel Clarke, and finance analyst Ralston Hyman. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Sir.
Morning.
It's good to have you. We're keeping warm in this warm weather. So, Minister, let me start with you. PM says we're looking at the resurgence of Jamaica as a strong economic player in the region. The process has begun. We're looking at some good stats, 6 consecutive quarters of growth, strong economic fundamental, reserves in place. Why then are we trying to access more money? More money is never a bad thing.
Sure. Well, it's precisely for those reasons, right? Jamaica is pivoting towards being able to be proactive and plan for the future. The fund has come up with some instruments that have never existed before. One of them is the Resilience and Sustainability Fund that provides financing to middle-income countries over a 20-year horizon. The fund has never lent for that length of time before. Jamaica has some external bonds, i.e. Obligations that we owe externally that come up, that mature over the next year and a half. And instead of refinancing those at much higher interest rates, at 8% and 9%, these facilities are available at 3.8% over 20 years with nothing to pay for the first 10 years. It makes absolute sense to access them and create a little more fiscal space for ourselves.
Actually, it was the same question I was going to ask, because if the suggestion is we are in a good spot, why go next door for anything? Why don't we just do it well with what we have? Well,
it's my job as Minister of Finance and Public Service to always seek the best source of financing, the best terms available. And you, Nell, if you had if there was one opportunity to borrow at 9% and another opportunity to borrow at 3.8%, if there's one opportunity to borrow and you have to pay as you go along, and another opportunity where you have a moratorium for 10 years, what would you say are the better terms? This is a case of Jamaica just seeking the better terms for our financing. We can understand the questions because Jamaica's history with the fund, with the IMF, has been one where we have gone to the fund when we have been in times of distress, near bankruptcy. We have no money in the central bank. This time is very different. In 2013 when we went, we had $800 million US in the central bank. Now we have $4 billion in gross reserves. We had a debt of 140% of GDP, or 145. Now we have, this year we're going to end up less than 90. So Jamaica is in a very